Welcome back, hackers. In this tutorial number 5, we'll take a look at how to create custom keyboard themes for your Wi-Fi Pineapple Pager. Feel free to use any AI graphics site you want, but for this tutorial I'll be using Grok. It's free, you don't need to sign in if you don't want to. First, let's attach one of the default keyboard layouts. I like starting with the keyboard_layout_upper.png. Next, we'll write our prompt. I'm going to start with, please make a version of this keyboard layout with a NASA style white keycaps with black letters. Keep the layout exactly the same. Then hit the arrow button. I wanted to show you this because Grok is very temperamental when you aren't signed in, so you might need to try this a couple times. Just to make this easier, I'm going to copy and paste my prompt after I reload the site again. It may take a couple tries for Grok to be able to make your graphic. Failed again. There really isn't a reason why it does this. It just really wants you to sign in. But let's give it another try. There we go. You need to confirm your age and then you can continue. So I kind of like this first attempt. It did do what I asked, kind of. But let's be more specific. I want a realistic looking keyboard. So I'm going to hit the little pen icon next to the prompt and add realistic in front of the version and see what I get. Okay. Not bad. It has white keycaps, black letters, it's realistic, but not the view that we need. The only advice I can give is to have the prompt give it more attempts. A quick way to do this is to hit the pen icon again and just press save. It will create 2 more versions for you. For some reason it randomly decides to either not show some of the images or say that it's too busy for you. In either case, just reload the page and try again. There we go. This looks great. Definitely check to make sure that all the letters and numbers look good, and then let's download it. Now that we have a keyboard to work with, load the default keyboard_layout_upper.png into Photoshop. Make sure that you change the color mode to RGB instead of indexed color. This will allow you to make changes to the default image. Also, I always double click on the background layer and then hit OK to unlock the layer. Next, let's open the keyboard graphic we saved into Photoshop and drag it into our composition on top of our default keyboard layer. We will want to scale it down a bit, and we'll lower the opacity down so that we can see the default keyboard a bit while we try to align the keys. Just use the free transform tool to shrink the keys so that they match. You can also hold the shift button while dragging to scale just that side. I start by aligning the top, then both sides, and finally the bottom. Dragging the opacity back and forth, we can see it is aligned good enough. Remember that the final size of the image is really small, so don't worry if it's not perfect. The keys are looking good, but I want to make the screen look cooler, so I'm going to grab another keyboard image I used in one of my other themes and just add the top of the keyboard to our composition. You can just use the rectangular selection tool and copy that part of the image, then paste it into the composition. Then scale it into place. There we go. Let's save the new version of our keyboard to our pager, overwriting the keyboard_layout_upper.png file. Let's reload the theme and check out the new keyboard. If you go to the settings and then down to network, move over to the right and choose host name. This will allow us to see the keyboard. Since we haven't changed the lowercase keyboard yet, that one is still showing as default. Hit the caps lock button to switch to the uppercase one we just made. The good thing is that it loaded, but I can see that the outline for the keys looks really weak and thin for our graphic. Luckily for us, we can edit the key outlines too. Head to Assets and load the first 3 files into Photoshop. They should be Hak5 KeyBG and spacebar 4x.png. I like thicker outlines for the key selection, so I'm going to use the rectangular selection tool to make sure that I have at least a 3 pixel wide border. Choose the color picker and pick any color you like that works well with the keyboard. I'm going to try a nice looking orange. Then I'll fill the selection with the paint bucket tool. Next, let's add a 1 pixel black stroke on the inside to really help our key outline stand out. Make a new selection, go up to the edit menu and choose stroke, and we'll make the width 1 pixel and hit OK. Go ahead and save this to our pager. Then move on to the other outlines. I'll do the same thing. Make a 3 pixel wide outline and add a 1 pixel black line on the inside of each. After you're done saving all 3, let's reload the pager and check out our new key outlines. The orange definitely stands out a lot better than the blue. And if you want, you can easily change the color of the outlines to match any theme by going to the image menu in Photoshop and choosing hue and saturation. Next, drag the slider on the hue until you are happy with the new color. Keep track of the number so we can make the same adjustment to all 3 outlines. It looks like -170 will give us a new blue color to match our theme. I'm going to hit OK, save the file again, and do the same color adjustment to the other outlines. Let's reload the theme and have a look at our new color. It looks pretty good. It doesn't stand out as much as the orange, so I might end up going back to it later, but for now, the blue is looking pretty good. Heading back to Photoshop, let's modify the keyboard to give us an extra caps lock key on the right side. To do this, just make a rectangular selection around the arrow graphic on the left, and copy, paste, and move it over on top of the question mark on the right. What I like to do is just have the question mark on the symbols keyboard only, since you switch between upper and lowercase a lot more. You can blend the arrow in a bit better by erasing the hard square edges. There we go. Save this keyboard and let's modify the JSON to make this extra button work. Head to Components, Keyboards, and open UI_keyboard.json into Notepad++. What we want to find is the uppercase keyboard. This one has the lowercase QWERTY text, so that means it's for the lowercase keyboard. Scrolling down, we see the uppercase QWERTY. And also the keyboard_layout_upper.png in the layers. All we need to do is change the question mark to say caps lock. And that's it. Go ahead and save the file, reload the pager, and we'll make sure it works. I'm going to hit the first caps lock button to switch to the uppercase keyboard. Then move over to the new one on the right. It highlights both cap lock keys when I click it, and we're all set. We will want to do the same for the lowercase keyboard as well. So let's head back over to Grok and load our new uppercase keyboard image so that it knows where to start. Be very specific in the prompt and say something like, can you make the exact same image except make lowercase letters instead of uppercase? Leave the layout exactly the same. Using words like exact will keep the AI mostly on track. There we go. Usually I have to try a few times, but this time it actually listened for once. Let's go ahead and download our lowercase keyboard, load it into Photoshop, scale it down, and line it up exactly like we did with the uppercase image. Make sure to copy the caps lock arrow over again to the question mark. Also, head to the UI_keyboard.json file and change the lowercase keyboard's question mark to a caps lock as well. Things are looking good. We just have one more layout to make. The symbols keyboard. For this one, I like to have the default symbols keyboard up so I can see what symbols I need to add. And start a new prompt with the lowercase keyboard. You can tell it to please make the exact same image except change the second row letters to the following. And then type out the symbols with a space in between. If you're lucky, it'll do what you asked and change them to the new symbols. Then repeat this process until you have the third and fourth row symbols complete. I found doing it this way limits the amount of mistakes that the AI can make and leaves the keyboard graphic alone for the most part. Once done, let's download our new symbols keyboard, scale it into place in Photoshop, and overwrite the keyboard_layout_symbols.png file. Reload the theme again, and let's see how they look. Looks great to me. Be sure to do the same process with the remaining layouts like hex, numeric, and IP. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you get a chance, head on over to GitHub to check out my latest themes. Think about hitting that sponsor button, and I'll catch you in the next one.